Hello.
Sir, Namaskar. Sir, Namaskar.
Namaskar, namaskar, namaskar.
So, dear participant, already our resource person joined because of some technical issues. As already I mentioned, university some problems are there, internet issues was there. So, sir, rush to his house. So, thank you so much, sir. Today, this session speaker is Professor Nausad Ali. Sir, he is a professor, very senior professor in library and information science subject. Former head of department, Aligarh Muslim University, very prestigious university. So, sir is a very good researchers as well as the very good teachers. So, sir, already we are late. I am not going to give the brief biodata and all because already we are around 30 minutes late, and you have to go also for another engage. You have engagement 4:15. So now directly I am handing over the session to you, sir.
Okay. Yes. Hope I'm audible.
Yeah, you are audible, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to apologize for starting delay. That is the reason which already Professor Manajukumar mentioned. So it was out of our control. So let us start. The topic which was assigned to me is research ethics as well as the publication ethics. Okay, let me share my view. I think it is in the restaurant. Hope our screen will be visible there.
Yeah, your screen is visible, sir. Now I think you click the PPT. Yeah, PTP is.
PPT is there, okay.
It is there, sir. Just a minute.
Okay, thank you. So
Thank you.
I would like to thank Professor Manajukumar Verma and the Director Academic Staff College and the Missouri University for giving me the opportunity to interact with the participants of faculty induction program. So the topic is research ethics and publication ethics. So may I know all of you are faculty members, isn't it?
Yeah, sir. They are newly assistant professor in the colleges as well as university because this is orientation course. Only the assistant professor they are eligible to conduct those.
Okay, good. Okay, so that's good. So you are all new in this profession, and I wish you will be a good teacher, or not only good teacher, it's become, I can say it's a great teacher, and you can serve and you can build the nation. Because recently, today's Indian Express, there is an article about the teachers. Earlier, the concept was, teachers means that there's a role is to provide knowledge. Now, in this very multifaceted society which we are having, so our responsibility and the role of teacher is become more and more responsible. And not only sharing knowledge, we have to be build the nation. We have to form a citizens. They can lead our nation, or they can become an asset of our nation. As you know, one of the youngest country which you are having, the youngest generation of in the world. So our country, which are having a lot of expectations from our youth. So this is the responsibility of the teachers to build a good nation as well as to build our country. So for that purpose, the topic which will be, I feel it will be more suitable to you, all the things, because if you want to development, we need a research. Development of nation, which will be depends on the what level that we doing the research. So we having the research and the publication ethics, which we are going to discuss. So we are doing the research. We have to be follow one thing, which is ethics. I always believe the generally we will say ABCD of the teaching. Okay, ABCD of teaching. What do you mean ABCD of teaching? That is A means A stands for adaptability. A teacher should be adaptable. for each and every situation. Whenever, if you want to teach in the online, if you want to teach in offline, or you want to teach any older generation, or you want to teach with the younger generations, or if sometimes you teach our similar group of people. So wherever we will feel, we should be adaptable for the audience, we should adaptable for the technology, and we should adaptable for the situation. So the adaptability is one characteristics of a teacher. And second is best practices. What are the best practices which is available in our country that we have to be used for this purpose? That is a best practice. And C stands for the compatibility, and D stands for the directiveness. Directive in the sense it's a leadership. So teacher should be a good leader. Then only he can lead the generation. And which I'm adding one more thing, A, B, C, D. Then I will say a teacher. Of the basic fundamental thing of a teacher is E. That means ethics. Whatever you having, and if you are lacking the ethics, and it will be losing the respect from our society. If you are not moving, or if you are living unethical, nobody will going to respect you. No student will not respect you. No teacher, no colleague will respect, or they will not love you. So the ethics, it is very important aspects in our not only teaching, in each and every human life. Ethics is playing very important role. So then, if you're thinking about that ethics, maybe we have to have our own moral ethics, professional ethics, and other ethics. But apart from that, we should be very much careful in our research ethics. Okay, so all our teachers now, you're just joined, and most of you have done your PhD in your own subjects. Maybe most otherwise, some of you have joined for the PhD, and some of you may willing to do the PhD. And after the PhD, your research is not finishing there. Then you have to guide your students. You have to guide your research scholars for the research, and you have to apply for the projects. And you have to bring a lot of financial benefit to our institutions. So research is now we can say it's a part and parcel of our life. So teacher essential for a teacher. And the second thing is that the publication ethics. Once you have the research, until unless your research will have the value, when we having that what we can say, we'll have that publication process. So that then that when we arrive the publication, then only the people will come to know about the your result of your intellectual efforts. So the publication is must. So while you're doing your research as well as the publications, we have to follow the ethics. So what type of ethics you have to be following? Okay, just I'm giving some what we can say. What is an ethics? Okay, simple research ethics means when you're doing a research, you have always will say you have to follow the ethics. So norms for conduct that distinguish between what is acceptable and unacceptable behavior. Okay, which behavior is acceptable to society, which behavior is acceptable to the authorities. That will be decided in this research ethics. And the research ethics will have in the rules for distinguishing between right and wrong. Okay, so that means the research ethics will also give some sort of rules. And this research ethics is a method, procedure, or a perspectives for deciding how to act for analyzing the complex problems and issues. And it will be a standard for behavior, how to maintain discipline in your institution, how to maintain discipline in your profession. That will be decided by the research ethics. And it will be the principles, the values, the moral that you will be expected to follow, that will be giving in this research ethics. So the research ethical, this also having research to apply people who conduct the scientific research. So in simple, we can say the research ethics will be a guidelines for the responsible conduct of research to ensure a high ethical standard. Okay, so this is a guidelines for the responsible conduct of research to ensure high ethical standard. So if you having a written research ethics, which will give you norms for conduct the research, it will give the rules for distinguishing between what is right and what is wrong. It will give a method or procedure or perspective for deciding how to act, and it will be a standard for behavior. It is in principles or it is in guidelines. Okay, so now I hope you got some idea about what you mean by research ethics. So whenever you think about the research ethics, we have to follow some ethical principles. One, you everybody know we should be honest. Honesty, it is one of the primary principle of research ethics. We should be honestly, we have to report the data, we have to honestly report the results and methods, procedures, and the publications. Do not fabricate, falsify, or misrepresent the data. And you should have an objectivity. Okay, any research, we should go for the objectivity. That means to strive to avoid bias in experimental design, data analysis, data interpretation, peer review, personal decisions, grant writing, expert testimony. We be objective. And integrity, keep your promises, agreements, act with sincerity, and strive for consistency of thought and action. Similarly, should have the carefulness. We should be openness. Okay, you should share the data, because some researchers, they're showing the tendency they will not share their result. They will not having some hesitation to share the data, their tools, their resources. No, if a good researcher, it is a ethics of our research. We should share our data, our research, our tools, our resources, and be open to criticism. Okay, if somebody is going to be criticizing your work, you should accept it. Critically, you have to analyze it and bring out with new ideas. And always you have to respect our intellectual property. Okay, you have to honor the patents, copyrights, and other form of intellectual property. And you have to be the confidentiality of your communications. And when you are submitting your grant proposals or your personal records, should be confidentiality, and responsible for publication. Okay, publish in order to advance research and scholarship, not to advise just your own career. Okay, yeah, it is for we should think your publication should be contribute to the pool of your knowledge or pool of your that particular field of your subject. Okay, avoid wasteful or duplicative publications. Okay, don't think about the quantity of your publication. Think of the quality of the publication. What benefit the society will getting of these publications, and what will be the contribution you are contributing to the realm of your knowledge. And responsible mentoring, you should mentor. You as a teacher, you should educate, you should mentor, and should advise your students, your scholars, promote their welfare, and allow them to make their own decisions. And another important aspects which we are generally neglecting, respect for colleagues. Okay, we should respect our colleagues and treat them very fairly. And social responsibility, strive to promote social good and prevent or mitigate social harms through research, public education, and advocacy. There should be no discrimination against your colleagues, against your students, based on the sex, race, ethnicity, or other factors. And the competence. Maintain and improve your own professional competency and expertise. Okay, so such principles you can see: legality, care of animals, human subject protections. Okay, so these things which we have to be very much careful that these are the basic principles of research ethics. There are many countries, many what you can say nations. They have their own research ethics they have designed. Okay, generally we'll say it's guidelines for the research ethics. Okay, that very famous is American Psychological Association. They have formulated research ethics, 5 principles for research ethics. Very detailed publication is there. You can refer it, and it will be giving you how to behave, how to do your research ethically. And the UK, you can see the Economic and Social Research Council, their publication, the Research Ethics Guidebook, a resource for social scientists. Another one, Ethical Guidelines for Good Research Practice, Australian Code for the Responsible Conduct of Research, ESRC Framework for Research Ethics. Similarly, many publications, many guidelines, and what we can say, rules which we giving by different nations, by different organizations to make you or to conducting a responsible research. So it is very clear now. The research ethics is very much important. Ethical norms in the research is playing very important role, which will give you the aims of your research, which will value that are essential to collaborative work when you are doing the work with other persons. So that will be giving a sort of a trust, accountability, mutual respect, and the fairness. And ethical norms help to ensure that researchers can be held accountable to the public. Okay, that it will be ensuring you're responsible for the public. Your each and every work that you will be accountable to the public. And ethical norms in research also help to build public support. And it will promote a variety of other important moral and social values. Okay, so it is very clear now. Research ethics is playing very important. And let us see how our country is doing about this, developing this research ethics. In our major part of our research in our country, which is held in our universities. Okay, many universities conducting research in the form of a social, what you can say, survey or experimental, historical, or other research. So, University Grants Commission took some initiatives for what we can say to make aware about the researchers, especially faculty members and research scholars about the research ethics. Okay, because it is creating a lot of problems for the university administrations due to the plagiarism and other issues. So, University Grants Commission has taken some initiatives. I think you must be familiar with that. Could you name anyone? Dear participants, hope I am audible to you all.
Yeah, sir. They are. You are audible, sir. Actually, they are in webinar mode, sir. They cannot interact directly with you.
Okay, they're on webinar mode. Okay. they are putting all of them. Eh?
Yeah.
Okay, so when we will have an interaction later after this class, okay? After this, my lecture is over, then we have interaction. Yes or no? Okay. So UGC has took some initiative. One is that they published a book that is known as a guidance document, Good Academic Research Practices. It was published in September 2020. Okay, it is showing in detail guidelines about what are things which you have to do in your research and what are things which have to be avoided while doing your research. It is a very good guidelines for how to practice a good academic research. Okay, it is available free of cost. I already given the link of that book, that guidelines. Okay, otherwise also you can go for the UGC website. If you type the UGC Good Academic Research Practices, you will get that book. Okay, you can download it and enjoy, read it. And another aspect I can see there, it is UGC also introduced 2 credit course compulsory for PhD students. Okay, it was passed in the 1990. Okay, now already they implemented that this 2 credit course, and that the already syllabus is already distributed and it was already announced. And now the most of the universities already started the classes on this paper, research ethics, philosophy and ethics, that is scientific conduct, what is publication ethics, and details. Because the thing is that the students, especially the research scholars, they should well aware about what is the research ethics, what are the things which are to follow ethically while doing the research as well as the publications, so that the standard of the research will be improved. And the third step which UGC has taken, that is to curb the pediatric journals. They introduced UGC approved list of journals. Okay, so since 1990, they made the care list, so UGC care list. So use UGC care list, you will be find the journals which will be verified by the UGC team, and they encouraging the researchers, they can publish their articles with the UGC care listed journals. So the list is already available there. You can go through the journals according to your subject. And another advantage, which is the UGC has taken, is a Shodh Shuddhi. Shodh Shuddhi is it's the cleaning of your research paper. Okay, that is nothing. It is nothing they're doing. It is doing the checking the plagiarism. The plagiarism will be checking. It's a very important aspect now, because many people are facing a lot of litigations regarding the similarities which has been appeared with the research publications. Okay, so the Shodh Shuddhi, it is available there. You can see Shodh Shuddhi in flipnet.ac.in. You will be finding that in the website. Okay, Shodh Shuddhi, there are it will be astonishing you. There are many people, they are using it. They have 25 lakhs document they already scanned, and they have the total member institution is 1076, and 1 lakh 34 users. They're using this facility. Okay, so you can go through it. You can find out the beneficiary institutions from the category wise, state wise institutions are there. You can go for each institutions, which is states. Okay, each and every states you can find out. For example, you want to find out Delhi, how many institutions are there in Delhi there. So that is the institutions, they can contact those who are working that institution, they can contact the coordinator details, email is and he or she will be scanning our documents and will be reporting to you using the social facility. Okay, so there are many institutions following such a type of such facilities. This is a very good initiative which is took by the UGC, scanning of your documents, and before publication it should be perfect. You should make sure that there is there is much similarity of other documents, and you are properly cited all these documents. Okay, so this is something about the social thing, and Shodh Ganga. I think you all are familiar with the Shodh Ganga. This also, there are many documents are available. More than 3 lakh theses are available in the Shodh Ganga. 3,26,000 documents are available, and that means theses are there. 3 lakh means too much. Okay, and different languages. Interestingly, Oriya, Bengali, Sanskrit, Hindi, Tamil, Marathi, English. Every language the documents are available. I hope and I believe most of you have searched this Shodh Ganga, and it is very much beneficial for you, especially those who are doing the research. You may find a lot of researchers which has been done in this in your institutions or in our country. Okay, so Shodh Ganga, you will find there are many documents. Many theses you will finding here in the Shodhana thesis. Okay, so this is how you know how you're thinking how it will be affecting ethics, because once your thesis will be published, it will be publicly, it is available into the scientists of the world. Okay, so you will be take care of it. You will be very much care. You're publishing your research. You will not be trying to copy the document from other sources. You will be do good practices while doing research. Okay, so this is I think I feel it is one of the initiative which the UGC has been taken to publish the thesis in the Shodhana portal. Okay, and another aspects which I can say what the UGC has done. Well, all these aspects you can see the UGC has been done to improve the your research ethics. Now the question will be there: why we are making much courses and programs on research ethics? Okay, well, actually, most of the we people we are the researchers. I believe we people are not doing anything wrong. Okay, intentionally, but some cases we may we become the victims of such a type of unethical practice in the research. So the purpose of such a type of program or lecture is to make aware about to make aware regarding this such a type of research misconduct which is being followed by people in this field, so that the teachers, being young teachers or the promising teachers, you will not be the victim of such misconduct. So generally, in our research, we will find in three types of misconduct. One is fabrication, second is the falsification, and third, when you are publishing your research, you will go for the you will find the plagiarism. Fabrication, you know, we will be fabricating your data. Okay, that means you are. It is intentional act of making up data. Generally, we'll say cooking data. Data will be cooked. Okay, or making up data, or making up result without doing your research. Okay, you are without doing any particular questionnaire or filling up the questionnaire, or you are fictitious subject. You will be collecting. You are producing data. Okay, so that type of cooking at sitting at your home, at sitting at your hostel, and making data, fabricating data, it is a one highly unethical practice, fabrication of data. Similarly, another thing is a falsification of data. Falsification is a manipulating research materials, equipment, or process, or changing or omitting, suppressing data or result without scientific or statistical justification. Okay, sometimes you wanted to get the result in the way you wish, or you wanted to get the data, or for that purpose you are manipulating your research, you are manipulating your equipments, manipulating your research materials. Okay, sometimes you will be omitting some important data, you wanted to get to some convenience or comfortable result. Okay, sometimes you will suppressing your data. Okay, so this type of things which will be commonly find in our research field. So we have to be avoid such type of falsification of data. Okay. Similarly, you will find a very common practice which you are seeing is plagiarism. So plagiarism is adoption or reproduction of ideas or words or statements of another person without due acknowledgement. Okay, so here what we are doing it, we are reproducing or reproducing the some idea, some words, or we are just copying something from others' work without due acknowledgement. Okay, nobody is against you. You are copying some points or some statements, some ideas. You can copy it. You can copy. You can cite, but you have to be cite. Should be the proper citation should be given. Proper acknowledgement should be given. If you are doing such a type of practices without proper acknowledgement, that we are, it is another unethical practice. That is, we are calling it a plagiarism. Okay. So apart from that, you will find some other type of research and publication, unethical things which you are doing in the research. Okay, generally we'll find in the simultaneous submission. Okay, simultaneous submission means the people will be submitting at the same time in different places. Okay, simultaneous submission. Being the editor of a journal, I'll also find the difficulty. Sometimes you will going to publish an article, you check the project, you'll find the article is as such is published in some other journals. So that have to avoid, and no informed consent. Sometimes we'll be putting the name of the supervisor, the name of the research scholar, or name of other fellow researchers without their consent. It is also unethical act, and duplicate submission. You will be submitting. You already published one article. Again, you will be duplicating it to some other publications, and the salami slicing. Salami slicing in the sense that means you are making one research, you are putting into different parts, different sections. It is and publishing in different papers. Salami slicing, no permission for data information usage, copyright infringement. If you know the article or publication is copyrighted, and you are taking the material from there without their consent, so it is a copyright infringement. It is a punishable offense. And sometimes image manipulation, data fabrication, plagiarism, data falsification, which we discussed, or authorship issues, conflicts of interest, non-disclosure of safety procedures. All these things are the unethical things which you will be very much careful when you have to do your research in the ethical manner. Okay, apart from that, you will find some other misconduct in the publication is peer review misconduct, citation manipulation, publishing pediatric journals. Okay, so all these things you can see. If you feel what is wrong in pediatric journals, which will be, you'll see, they will not maintain any quality. Okay, if you submit an article today, maybe tomorrow they will publish in the form of an article without any verification. They will be, it's minting. They wanted to make money only. Okay, and such type of things which we have to be careful, and we can say it is unethical matter. And publishing in pediatric journal or citation manipulation. Sometimes the citations will be uh, not mention your thesis, but you will be giving the references out of it, or you will give references without you are not consulted with that. Okay, so such type of things you can say citation manipulation, or you will find the peer review misconduct. Okay, peer when we will be peer reviewed articles, you will be say journals will be published in the peer review, but they will not do any conducting any review process. Okay, simply they will make it is a referred journal without doing any peer review process. So such a type of unethical matter, unethical practices which you are find in our society. So you'll find the reason is you can find the UCK list of journals, Committee for Publication Ethics. Okay, COP, which is also giving you a clear idea where you have to be published, how to publish good articles. And let us see what is the plagiarism. You know, the plagiarism. Now, I don't know, somebody must have talked about the plagiarism, but the plagiarism means it is very important aspect nowadays. It is the word which has been derived from the Latin word plagia, that means to kidnap. Okay, actually, the meaning start from plagia, that means kidnap. From that plagia, it became English, it became plagiarism. Okay, plagiarize. So plagiarism means it's the act of presenting the work of another as your own. Okay, and if you use the work of someone else knowingly or inadvertently and claim it as your own creation, you are committing an act of plagiarism. Okay, so you have to be very much careful. Whatever the ideas, whatever the some sort of content you have taken from others, you should be properly acknowledged. Okay, there are different types of plagiarism you'll find. Sometimes somebody will do word for word, collecting the many people. I can say a lot of people in the teaching profession also. They copying a search from others' work and so on. Okay, sometimes the control C is that means a copy paste. Take the test from others and put it there, and find and replace. changing some keywords and phrases and keeping the alt text similarly. Or sometimes we'll be remixing the paraphrases from different sources and fixing together. Okay, and recycle, borrows generously from writers' previous work without citation. So different way you will be conducting the plagiarism. You will finding the different methods people are using the plagiarism. Okay, sometimes it will mix the copied material from multiple sources, mash up, hybrid. Okay, take some copy perfectly some area sites and some area will not be making citations. We will be given the wrong information about the source for the 404 error. That means you will not be correcting data, but you are giving the wrong information. The citation which you taken some source that will not mention. You will make it where you will be that we can say misguiding the people about the citation, about the source. Okay, and aggregator, that means include proper citation of the source, but the paper contains almost no original. Okay. Similarly, this type of non-type of plagiarism you will be finding in the academy. Another type of plagiarism you have is self-plagiarism. Self-plagiarism, that means copying material you have previously produced and passing it off as a new production. Okay, that is your publication, but you are publishing it again, showing that it's a new. Okay, so that type of publications will case self-plagiarism. So writers often maintain that because of they are the authors, they can reuse their work. And if you are following the same, you are taking something which is already published, and if you're taking that matter for other publication, so you should mention, you should properly, you should give a citation. This has been published in this paper. Okay, otherwise it will be a problem. It will create a problem. Do I have to cite everything? Yes, you have to cite everything except they have some exemption cases are there. That is the facts that are widely known, everybody knows the fact, or information or judgment considers a common knowledge. Okay, sometimes if you know the fact, okay, for example, if everybody knowing that Sri Narendra Modi is a Prime Minister of India, so I don't want any citation for that if I'm writing it. For some facts, I say the sun rises at east. No, of giving such a statement in any sort of references. So such the facts and the common knowledge you can avoid. Okay. And if somebody the question will be asking, if you have the paraphrasing the original ideas without documenting, is it plagiarism? Yes. If you are paraphrasing the terms, because there are many paraphrasing softwares are available, you can paraphrase it, you can change it to avoid the similarity. But still, if you are paraphrasing it, then still you have to give that for proper references and citation. Otherwise, it will also consider as a plagiarism. Then there's a question. There are many cases you'll find in your even every institutions. You'll find there are many cases of plagiarism. So why do academicians plagiarize? They're supposed to be the moral police in your college and universities. Why this academicians they plagiarize it? The reason is in order to improve APA score. Okay, APA score. They wanted to get a promotion. That means the publication is not there. If you are not going in publications, then my junior will become professor or associate professor. So I have to improve the score. So just immediately shortcut will be and a mandatory requirement to publish, peer pressure within the academic community, in a hurry to publish, lack of understanding of seriousness of plagiarism, lack of strict academic discipline, cut and paste culture, poor study habits and careless attitude, lack of reference skills. Okay, there are reasons. There are many reasons. Okay, but I find there are many people that are not understanding the seriousness of plagiarism. Still, many departments I find the thesis they're not giving the proper citations. They don't know what seriousness it is. Okay, and another thing is that they don't know how to make the reference. They don't know what is the difference between reference, citation, and the bibliography. So such a type of lack of reference skills, which will be also creating problem, which will be also compelled the academician to publish their articles. There are different plagiarism detection tools are there. Now is original. Earlier the orphan was authenticate, Turnitin, plagiarism checker, Grammarly, or duplicate checker, CopyLeaks, or plagiarism, scan, plagiarism tracker. Okay, the beginning I discussed it was a subscription-based tools. If individually you have to pay for it, but the institution is already paid, and you can help the type of you can take the help of the institution, check the plagiarism. But this is plagiarism, scan, plagiarism tracker. These are some open source software. Open source also openly you can free of cost you can also check the plagiarism. But I recommend you don't go for free software for checking plagiarism. It will be creating problem. And how to reduce the plagiarism? There are many cases. You will find the plagiarism of 40%, 60%. So how to reduce it? Okay, first one is you have to quote it whenever the document you take and somebody is making a report. And don't copy and paste your pattern. You have to make your own changes. Then you give citation. And cite your own materials or manage your citation. Okay. Properly, you have to give the in-textization and references. So you will be the plagiarism will be reduced. And use plagiarism checkers. Okay, copy means you have to directly copy and copy it. Okay, generally the students are using some misuse. For example, they will be putting some sort of words and between various words, they're putting some words. For example, the first sentence, the page left side, you'll find the chapter introduction. And the second page, you can see exploring the new technologies that power. Okay, so the entire sentence, then second chapter, second tape, you see they added T in different places. Okay, so that will be put in the hidely so nobody can see it, but it will be generally the system will not detect because it's not showing similarity to that. So that you have to take care of it when students will come such type of activities, or people will put too much quotations. Okay, so that is also to avoid the similarities and too many spelling mistakes. Okay, so making spelling mistakes, it will not show the similarities with other documents. Okay, so these are the things which the people are doing it. Make a copy and paste whole paragraph. So they're putting as an image. Okay, so image the plagiarism will not detect. Generally, if you could quality scanner is used, so we cannot find out it is an original document or it's, image of it. So image there is no hyperlink, and image doesn't have any sort of plagiarism check. It will not detect. So the people will be putting some sort of image in the pieces. Okay, sometimes they're replacing text with the special characters like a 0, E, etc. So such a type of things we have to take care of our researchers. For example, one of my colleague, he's working in the journalism department. So he's faced one problem while he was checking that his thesis of his student. It will not showing any such a plagiarism, but it is showing that the document contains words and characters or symbols. There is some warning is given, so they could understand what it is. So I asked them, I told him that they must have used some sort of misuse like this. They're putting some words or some symbols between the words. So then we try to find out what is the reason. So we find that the student is not knowing about that what the activities are done. Actually, he's taking the help of some shopkeeper to do his research work. So he's managed. He's taken some document from other sources, and he put some such a type of unwanted words or something in that material. So it is not able to detect. But now there's original and plagiarism that Turnitin, they're having that message, some unwanted things are there inside, so they will be able to find out. And in 2018, UGC is brought about the promotion of academic integrity and prevention of plagiarism, higher education institution regulations 2018. It is very clearly the regulation saying what percentage of similarity can be permissible in this academic research and the publication case, and how this if somebody is fined more plagiarism than the limitation or the limited points, then what type of punishment that should be given. So everything is very clearly mentioned in this regulations. Okay, they define the terms and other things. So what the UGC has done? They formed a departmental academic integrity panel. Okay, it contains a department chairman or head of the department, or member of an academician, or a member of a head of the department. Okay, so there will be a department, one chairman and one member. It is nominated by head of the department, the head of the institution, vice chancellor, and another member which is department chair. Then the 3 members committee, they will assess the plagiarism complaint, and it will be notified. It will go to the institutional academic integrity panel. Okay, it's the final stage of academic integrity panel. Their chairman will be the pro vice chancellor, and member will be the senior academician. Another member will be the head of the department institution is making, and another is person with well versed with anti-plagiarism tools, by the head of the. So there will be 4 members of integrity panel. So why UGC is saying about the plagiarism is saying if you have the similarities up to 10%, there is no penalty. It is permissible. Or if you have in 10 to 40%, so students, this for students, they should submit the revised script. If it is 40 to 60, so student will be barred. And they have a similarity about 60%. Student registration of the program will be cancelled. There is no question. If this is 160% plagiarism, it will be cancelled. And for this research publications, if it is a 10%, is no penalty. If between 10 to 40, you will be you should ask to withdraw the manuscript. Shall be denied the right to one annual agreement. Shall not be allowed to be a supervisor of any master's, MPhil, PhD student or scholar for the period of 2 years. Okay, if similarity is above 60%, okay, it is very critical or dangerous situation. He will be asked to withdraw the manuscripts, and it will be denied the right to 2 successive annual agreements. Okay, and he will not argue any PhD students for conducting the supervision. Okay, then he is also saying the awareness programs and training for this research. And another unethical matter which we are seeing in the universities or our academia is unauthorized collaboration. Okay, we are collaborating with the people which is unauthorized, or the without informing the university. We are publishing the article with some others, or we are conducting research with some other people, those who are outside the country or those who are outside institutions. So in such cases, we have to be very careful. We have to take the proper consent from the authorities before making the collaboration. Okay, so in that cases, there will be unauthorized collaboration will be 2 types. One is you will be doing it unintentionally. You don't know. Somebody is asking you to do some writing on paper, do the research, conducting a common research. Okay, so that cases you have to be unintentional purpose. Submitting a work prepared collaboratively with another person or people without knowing that this would be inappropriate. So generally we don't know. If we are doing with this research with these people, it will be inappropriate. Another is intentional one. Deliberately submitting the work prepared collaboratively with someone else without explicit permission from the user. Okay, without taking any instruction, you are taking it. So that is another collaboration, which is intentional. Okay, many universities, the University of Rutgers, they've given that special rules for the unauthorized collaboration. Okay, there will be many issues when you are follow the unauthorized collaboration, like intellectual property rights, technology transfer. When your technology transfer will be there, going to be great problem. Publication and confidentiality, understanding and trust level, student involvement in the projects, post bearing or litigation issues. Okay, so a lot of issues, issues will be raised if you are going for unauthorized collaboration. So the issues, what will be there, that is already mentioned. And there are many cases you'll find there are newspapers, different universities, many vice chancellors, many professors, they caught in the plagiarism. International case also, many presidents and many ministers they resigned because of plagiarism issues. So we should be very much careful while we are publishing your article. We should follow our the total ethics while publication, research, and after that, when you are publishing, it should be properly verified, especially in the similarities and others. So this is for you today, which I would like to say. And if you have any questions, you're most welcome. And I conclude with that, with this quote, which is Loretta Young, definition is given. Giving credit where the credit is due is a very rewarding habit, and its rewards are inestimable. Okay, so that is why whenever you get opportunity, when you are taking any idea from anybody, so you should give that credit to them. Okay, so whenever you giving the credit where the credit is due, it's very rewarding habit. I hope this is a message to all of you. You should be very much take care of it and give credit whenever you are taking any material from others. And thank you very much for your patience listening. And I once again apologize for my delay in joining this program. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time and very nice and informative lectures. So already you are in habit to take your class, so I'm not going to take your much time. Just thank you so much, sir. Because of some technical error and internet problem, our class was half an hour delayed, but you covered all the important aspect of your lecture. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll see you again. Okay, bye.
Bye. Bye. And dear participant, in this way, today we finish today's sessions. So for today, it is last session. Again, tomorrow morning, we will meet as usual 10 o'clock. Okay. So now all of you may leave the meeting. Thank you.